Alright, today's going to be the first full regular previews edition of things to come. This is the March previews that we're looking at to see what's going to come out in May, roughly around May, March, April, May, well, March, April, May, June, I'd say. Usually about 3 months after you see it in the catalog, it's available, so you can pre-order it ahead of time at your favorite comic shop or your local comic shop or online or wherever you like to get your stuff, or you can pick it up when it comes out or set up your own account with your own comic book retailer or however you like to get your comics if you see or hear of anything that you like. But we're starting out with Free Comic Book Day, which is coming up on May 4th, May the 4th, 2024. May the 4th be with you. We got a good variety of interesting comics coming out for that day. Go to your local comic shop on that day and you can get a bunch of free comics. Usually a lot of them will give you anywhere from 2 to 5 comics, and then anything you purchase after that for every so much that you spend, they'll usually allow you to pick out some more free comics. I usually end up stopping at a few shops and getting almost, if not all, the Free Comic Book Day stuff, so I can do a podcast episode about it every year. So check those out. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You got a Blood Hunt Ultimate Universe coming out. Hellboy. Pokemon, the Valiants. Ultra Duck, I'm curious about this character. I don't know nothing about him. I'm guessing that's from the Darkwing Duck world, maybe. Not sure. Got a Snoopy one, got a Young Jedi thing coming out here. Got some more Archie stuff. Fans of Maleficent and the Disney things, they'll have all kinds of teasers for those. Monster High is coming out with some stuff this year, so they got a preview. Got a Star Wars #1 out there. Spidey and His Amazing Friends. We got a Popeye comic teaser. Popeye is making a big comeback this year, apparently. Got a Far Cry book that I really want to see how they did with the story, because I love the video game. We got tons of Strange, which looks interesting. Got Doctor Who stuff. And then they got some things like t-shirts and different type of accessories and stickers and stuff you can pick up at some places or pre-order. They got this Dupe plush, which I'm still debating on. I'm not a big plushy person, but it's Dupe, so I might have to get it. Yeah, Invincible Pop looks pretty interesting. They're all beat to crap. I like that they got 2 Spider-Man lunch boxes with the thermoses, because a lot of them just spend the tins, not the thermoses with them. I like the Free Comic Book Day van. That's kind of cool. Definitely going to pick up the Harley Hero Clicks, and then they got a couple boxes, comic book boxes. But all depends on your distributor that you go to and whether or not they have the products that you're looking for. And a lot of the things you're going to have to pre-order if you're into those. Let's see, we got the Armory Wars, No World for Tomorrow #1. Longtime comics creator and Claudio Sanchez. Claudio Kilganon was thought dead by the Red Army, but a rising suspicion sends them on a trail to discover his fate. If Claudio is in fact alive, he'll be in dire straits amidst the mystery and mayhem that's yet to unfold. Doesn't give me enough information, so it doesn't really interest me. This is Crocodile Black #1 of 5. These are all from Boom Studios. That's what we're looking at right now, by the way. Danny, a seemingly mundane young man lost in escapism, with a spiraling lack of control over his life, witnesses something during a delivery job that will change him forever, turning things as dark as the black crocodile skin boots that he can't take his eyes off of. I'd rather hear a story about a crocodile eating people, what they described. And I focus mainly on new things that came out. I don't really focus on the ongoing unless there is something that I am highly interested in, or something that I enjoyed in the past, and then I'll give it a shout out and stuff for it. But lots of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers stuff this year. You got lots of Mech Cadet stuff, style storylines. This Uncanny Valley looked interesting, kind of a Who Framed Roger Rabbit style storyline, it sounded like. So I'm going to wait for the trade on that one myself. Dune, House of Carino. I'd say I'm down to the last 15 minutes of the original Dune movie. I suffered through it, and it's still 2 hours, 20 minutes in, and we've seen the teeth of a worm. That's about it. And so I want to see what these worms are all about. It's like the main thing you hear him talk about is the worms. Nothing else really, that and the spice. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I still don't see what people see in this movie. It's like 2.5 hours of my life, just blah. Alright, Rugrats has some stuff if you're into that, your kids are into it. That's Garfield stuff. And then we're going into Dynamite. This I was really happy about. We got a new Space Ghost coming back. Don't know why. What's the deal with my focus here all of a sudden? Don't know why that's... There it goes. Huh. I guess it's got an autofocus thing in the camera. This is a new camera I'm trying out, so... But fans of Space Ghost, let's see. Some say he is a policeman who has abandoned the strictures of the law. Others say he is a phantom, the sole survivor of a war-torn planet. And those who have survived his wrath claim he is more a force of nature, able to bend the very elements of creation to decimate his enemies. They call him the Space Ghost, and his adventure begins here. You had David Pepose and Jonathan Lau, variety of cover artists, but so I think I'm getting that one because it's got the original Space Ghost style design to it. So, but yeah. That looks interesting. I'm definitely going to be checking that one out. All kinds of Thundercats covers, Thundercats fans. Disney is going crazy with all their storylines, and they all have tons of covers to all the different ones. Vampirella is doing a runoff for number 666. But I picked up, I think the number 666, but no other ones from it. The storyline didn't seem to be grabbing me. Elvira's been doing an awesome job. Army of Darkness has been a lot of fun. The boys have a ton of stuff out there. Got Monolith number 1, which I thought that was in a catalog or two ago because it's a 3-issue run. It's a mini-series premiere. The origin of the hulking Hellspawn is finally revealed. What connection does he have to one of the most savage of his kind? Omega Spawn. Follow his journey from the cosmic depths of Deep Spawn to his first encounter with Al Simmons in this 3-part mini-series. Really curious what that storyline's going to play off of. Looking forward to it. I do have Rob Liefeld's Bloodstrike Battle Blood book. 1 trade paperback. I would like to know more about that character. I got some of his books from the past, but Hack / Back to School's been a lot of fun. They got the trade paperback out for it now. So if you missed out on that, I'd pick up the trade on that. Same with Geiger. I'd go with that volume 1 if you missed out on it. Definitely a great series. Tons of little offshoots now that they're doing with it. Drawing Blood I'm interested in, but I'm going to wait for the trade on that because I think it's going to be at least 12 issues. So we'll probably have 2 volumes of trade for that one coming out. And we got the new Geiger run. Gunslinger's got a new storyline going from starting with issue number 29, I believe it is. Let's check that out. Local Man's been a great run, but I missed a bunch of pieces, so I'm going to be pick that up by trade, I think. There's something epic I'm curious about because they have two Howard the Duck looking covers. So I'm going to pick up that issue just to see what it's about, what's going on with it. See, Spawn Scorched is still going on after the big war, which is interesting. Wasn't sure how many of those would keep going after the big battle ended, and whoever decided to end up taking the throne took it, and see what happens with it. This Rebel Moon, I tried to watch the movie, I could not get into it, so no interest in the books. Hagar the Horrible, the first 50 years of raping and pillaging. I don't know how that comic became so popular about a barbarian. We all know what the barbarians did when they stole from people and murdered and raped people. It's like, so let's make it a fun cartoon. Yay! Let's see, Villain Actor. First volume in a fast-paced supernatural manga. Ayuma Mashiro has given up on his dream of being a hero and settled down into the mundane life of a police officer, until one day he transforms into the legendary villain known as Zero. Now a mysterious voice is guiding him as he's thrown into the battle between good and evil. That looks like a standard Star Wars-esque battle type storyline. Not my cup of tea at the moment. Alright, not much there. Yeah, don't really see. Not seeing much that's jumping out at us today. Marshall Bass, if you want a Western trade paperback there for you. Whack Fu manga volume 4. They do have volume 1, 2, and 3 available to pick up if you're interested in it at all. Torpedo 9, Almost Dead. Lots of ongoing stuff here. It's like, where's the new stuff? Space Pirate, Captain Harlock. I know that character. This is one that I've been curious about. I Lie Popeye. Let's see here. We're gonna do I Lie Popeye. Popeye reimagines the pop culture staple in a high-energy, manga-inspired monthly comic series that explores Popeye's past and finally reveals the century-long mystery of how he lost his eye. Was it an epic battle or some nautical accident? The truth finally comes out as an old enemy from the sea returns to face off against the legendary Sailor Man. I didn't know Popeye was missing an eye. I just thought he just closed his eye all the time. I don't know. I'm going to have to look back at that lore. I got some old Popeye stuff. I just don't remember him missing an eye. It's like, why wouldn't he wear an eye patch or something like that? Curious. There's Pooh vs. Bambi I'm really curious about. I have a feeling Anthony's going to check it out on the Crimson Cult Comic Club, so I'm letting it sit, even though it is only 3 issues, so it's not a bad buy, and I love everything that Zenescope does with their different characters, so I'm sure it's got an interesting feel to it, but that's number 2, so I'm not going to get into that. Horror and Fantasy Illustrated. Sitting less than 100 miles from New York City, the infamous Plum Island has, for decades, been the home of a government laboratory devoted to studying the most dangerous diseases to the animal population. But where do its life-saving vaccines come from? And what happens if something dangerous and uncontrollable was ever to escape from it? Don't miss this sordid tale, where both shocking answers are revealed and the world may never be the same. My cat's freaking out on a robin that's hanging outside our window because it snowed out last night. And so he's trying to chase after the birds from inside the house since he doesn't want to go outside and play. Although he did walk around a little bit, but getting all dainty with his little wet paws. Got Grimm Fairy Tales 2024, May the 4th cosplay pinup special out there if you like the pinups, and then they do an awesome job by giving you a short story, and all the short stories have been wonderful so far that they have done with the pinup specials. So if you like those, check that out. Got Judgment Day from Archie Comics. In a world overrun with demons, Archie Andrews is on a quest to cleanse Riverdale of all wicked kind. Harnessing the destructive power of a captive fiend, he will have to destroy corrupted and possessed versions of the people closest to him. Questioning his own morality and forced to make difficult sacrifices, are Archie's efforts truly good, or the work of pure evil? Traverse the most horrifying version of Riverdale yet in the first Archie premiere event. This is a 3-issue run this time, so I think I'm going to hold off and just see what the trade comes out with. But definitely some interesting artwork in there. Got Betty and Veronica Fairy Tales, if you're into fairy tales at all and you like the Archie crew. Can't go wrong with Archie. You can jump on any one usually and not have to worry about getting behind on anything. You can pretty much catch up with the gang easy enough. Let's see here. This Ghostbusters back in town. I was hoping they'd get the whole run out before the movie came out, but I haven't even got issue 1 yet, and the movie's going to be in theaters pretty soon. So if you're going to give us a story that's between the last movie and the next movie, then help us out by getting the thing put out before the movie comes out so I can read it. I don't want to read it after the fact, but I guess I'm going to have to. Yeah, Resident Alien book, The Book of Life #1, if you're a fan of that storyline at all. The status for this world has now changed, and you should act accordingly. In this new series, everything does change for small-town alien in hiding Harry Vanderspiegel. The latest mesmerizing resident alien outing from writer Peter Hogan and Steve Parkhouse sees Auntie Asta become Mother Asta as Harry cosplays as Jason Voorhees before he makes a surprising plea to his home planet. That sounds interesting. Now I want to check that out. Usagi Yojimbo the Crow has been an enjoyable run. I'm not seeing. This I was gonna pick up. I can't remember if this is. I don't think this is a club pick. But we got Godzilla's 70th anniversary special, celebrating 70 years of Godzilla. Since 1954, Godzilla has been king of the monsters, and what better way to celebrate than with a gigantic anthology of tales that get to the heart of Godzilla's lasting popularity. From the American Old West to modern Tokyo and beyond. This collection features stories of the King of the Monsters fighting with its allies like Mothra against old enemies like the terrible Mechagodzilla and reshaping the lives of all who fall in its path. 9 titanic stories. So yeah, that's a must on my list just to see what happens with it. I like when they do the anniversary specials and see where they go. We got Monster High Pride 2024 for Monster High fans. Looks like lots of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. Oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Black, White, and Green. It's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like you've never seen them before. This special series gathers up some of the comics' most eclectic and exciting talent to bring their takes on TMNT to the page, taking the characters back to their origins in black and white independent comics, but with a touch of green. Thrilled to all new adventures by the likes of Paulina Ganucci, Declan Shelby, and more. A variety of covers. I'm getting the Bebop Rocksteady Stoko cover. I'm looking forward to that one. I loved those characters when they're drawn up that way. We got a Jennika, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Jennika book, the 5th Turtle trade paperback. If you missed out on that run, you can pick it up. My Bad Escape from Peculiar Island #1. Unmasked and exposed, the crime-fighting Chandelier is finally defeated by the IRS. Former U.S. President John Amazing Adams assumes governorship of the tropical Peculiar Islands, featuring a zap-worthy underground incentive cover. Well, tell us more about the island. It looks like it's got some strange, interesting penguin beaver crossover characters hanging out on the island. Not sure what that's all about, though. Alright, let's get into... Looks like we're going into Valiant here, see what they got. Yeah, the Valiant's #1 of 4. A mysterious sinkhole emerges in the heart of DC, devouring the newly erected Exo Memorial statue in its depths. But this is no ordinary sinkhole. It's a gateway to the faraway, a realm beyond imagination. Teeming with peril and unknown wonders, prepare for an epic adventure as Jamie Capshaw, the mastermind behind Valiant's new team, brings together an ensemble of extraordinary characters, including the iconic Eternal Warrior, Ninjak, Bloodshot, and other guest stars. I don't remember seeing that listed. I'm kind of interested in that. We'll see. Yeah, Bloodshot Unleashed Reloaded. That's the #3 of 4, though. You got Faith Returns. I enjoyed all her earlier books. I was wondering what was up with this character. When Faith's world crumbles under the weight of a wrongful accusation, she turns to the enigmatic Capshaw for aid. But every favor has its price, and now Faith has herself in debt not only to Capshaw, but also to Gate. Can she navigate the dangerous web of alliances to emerge victorious? You'll have to read it to find out. We got Rai #1 of 2, the Book of Dark. Hold on to your seats as Rai and Raijin face off against their ultimate nemesis, the sinister Dark. Brace yourself as the storytelling maestro Dan Abnett returns triumphantly to conclude his epic run on Rai in this mini-series. Got Exo Man-O-War's got a new 1 of 4 Invictus out. Exo Man-O-War returns in the thrilling odyssey of Exo Man-O-War Invictus by Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad, joined by Fernando Hines Furukawa. Exo Man-O-War's unyielding quest for justice drives him to the heart of Noma Romanis to rescue the enigmatic soothsayer, unveiling an odyssey that tests power, loyalty, and sentient armor, and the essence of heroism. Amidst the chaos, Shanhara, the sentient armor, falls silent, shrouding the bond between warrior and armor in mystery. As Exo Man-O-War battles on multiple fronts, the arrival of the cosmic wanderer Ivar adds a layer of complexity to the intricate tapestry of fate. And then they got Bloodshot Volume 1 if you want to get some more Bloodshot comics. Some more Jack and Sally figures. They don't have enough Nightmare Before Christmas stuff out there. They got Fright Night, Tom Holland's Fright Night, Evil Ed Rising. The wife's going to have me pick it up It's only a couple bucks. But personally, I am not enjoying that run. Now, Al Capone Vampire #0. I was considering getting it since they did that after the 5-issue run, but they're going to put it all together in a trade, so I might as well save some cash and go with the trade route. You got the Robonic Stooges Saturday morning cartoons if you're into this 3 Stooges or 4 Stooges and done it in animated form with robotics. Alright. Looks like about it for that. Aspen Comics. Don't really see much in here. Some Cloud Puppy Catalytic Conversions, Volume 1. Lots of crossed stuff. Don't care about all these little ongoing runs. They keep putting out different covers, but it's all the same comics over and over and over. We got Death Ratioed Once Shot. We're in AWA Comics now. In this futuristic dark comedy by Eisner, by Mark Russell, life and death are ruled by social media. One too many dislikes and you're dead. When Arnold awakes from a coma 20 years into the future, he discovers that government's a thing of the past and society is now entirely ruled by social media. Literally. Enough likes and upvotes can unlock fame and fortune. But watch your step. Enough thumbs down, clicks, and the nifty thumbs down clicks, and the nifty metal collar around your neck explodes, and you're dead. Now confused and running on his last like, Arnold must navigate a hazardous obstacle course in which social media cliches provide the only safe refuge, aware that the slightest online misstep can be fatal. It's like, seriously, I can see the social media aspect of it, but everybody has to wear a collar, and these collars you see on people are huge. That's stupid. That is beyond dumb. You could, in this day and age, you don't have to have collars anymore. Haven't you checked out Amanda Waller with her little pill she likes to stick in the back of people's necks that explodes? Yeah. Got the Ribbon Queen trade paperback by Garth Ennis. There is something ancient and terrible loose in the world of men. Something that hates them with a burning passion, that bears a grudge born of 10,000 years. Something that wants its revenge. New NYPD detective Amy Sun has a problem. 3 years ago, a young woman was rescued from a serial killer by a police tactical unit. Now she's dead, and Amy has a bad feeling that the SWAT team leader is responsible. As she investigates the existence of a corrupt cabal within her own precinct, Detective Sun soon discovers that there is something else on their trail. A force of vengeance older than the human race itself has awoken. Invoked by the tormented murder victim in the weeks before she died, and is out for blood of the guilty who soon find themselves suffering a fate more gruesome than anything they could have dreamed of. The Ribbon Queen has come to New York City, and when she learns the truth, Amy is not at all certain that it should be stopped. So it's got some interesting little viral creature type things that take over the human bodies. I got the Trident, the Arella the Storm #1. Trident returns in a double-sized new issue with the Storm. This is by Lee Moyer and Melissa Spandry and Tom Orzechowski in a new mermaid tale for the ages. Imperia has fallen, and the Empress seeks sanctuary in Porto Stella, the only island left untouched by the evil Hulric the Conqueror. 5 mermaids begin a dangerous quest to save their people, seeking allies through the through the Citadel of Worlds. I'm not into the mermaid tales. It's got some interesting artwork as it's shown in a full page there. But it's all up to you. Camp Pakawakni and the Dynamite Summer of '77 special edition have out, if you were ever into that comic series. Deliver Us from Evil #1. A betrayal as old as time itself. Only in the future can you save the past. When the bad luck magic of Hellblazer blends with the conspiracies of the X-Files, who will deliver us from evil? The creative genius Peter Brew crafts a plot for issue 1. I'm not even going to read that. That don't make any sense. I hate when they write stuff up and it sounds too weird when I'm reading it. More comic packages. Yeah, that's volume 3. H.P. Lovecraft has The Call of Cthulhu, if you're into that. I'm not a huge H.P. Lovecraft fan. I'm not hating the new Elvira story, but not huge on that creator. Got Bone Volume 1 out from Boneville. If you like that character, he's very popular. They also have Volume 2 and 3, and then Volume 1 of Finders Keepers out, and more Tall Tales. So lots of Bone stuff for those people. They got lots of classics illustrated for fans of that out. Lady Death continues to pump out the crazy. All kinds of stories from her. It's like I could have swore I had more stuff on my order list than what I'm seeing, but I'm just not seeing stuff that's popping out at me. The Blood Brothers' Mother, #1. In the Old West, 3 children set off across the wild Texas frontier to rescue their mother, kidnapped by ruthless outlaws who gunned them down their preacher father. Throughout their journey, they'll face the harsh elements of an unforgiving landscape, deadly animals hungry for blood, merciless bounty hunters, and so much more, all in a relentless quest to rescue their family. They'll learn the terrible cost of revenge, not just in life's, but in how it stains a soul. While revenge may be satisfying in the moment, it leaves a yearning behind that lasts a lifetime, and once you taste it, nothing else is ever so sweet. Lots of Western storylines coming out lately. What's this? We got, no, that's the #2. We got One for Sorrow. London, 1900. A capital hums with the energy of the new era, but something darker lurks beneath the surface. A monstrous figure stalks the city's criminal underworld at night, leaving a trail of bloody corpses in its wake. Rumors about the mysterious killer spread like wildfire. It's a demon, a phantom, an angel of vengeance. Nothing can kill it, nothing can stop it. And once it picks a new target, well, he better have a coffin picked out because he's already dead. The only clue that a baffled police force has to work with is the black and white feather left on each corpse, leading the press to dub the killer the Magpie. Is the Magpie killing at random, or is there a pattern that no one else can see? 3 individuals, strangers to each other, might together have the answer. Lots of big 2-page spreads here, but you're showing a blank and then an image that's been shown 3 times now on 3 other pages. It's like, it's a waste of money when you could put actual pages from the comic out there so we could see what they look like if they have it. If I can get the page back one. Yeah, that's all they're going to show us. That doesn't really give us much. It just never makes sense to me when they do stuff like that. It's like, don't you want to promote your comic more? Alright. Dickie, Natural Born Loser, hardcover. This sounds like my kind of book. Dickie is a loser. He is constantly betrayed by his own shortcomings, desires, and naivety, crushed by the indifference of the world in these one-page wordless cartoons. Originally published in Belgium over 20 years ago under its Flemish name Bork, Dickie is well known for pushing boundaries and challenging traditional comic norms. Alright, let's see here. Not much happening there. These are what, Fantagraphics books. Yeah, these are more book related than comic related. They do have American Nature presents #1. That's one I'll be picking up from our Greg and Fake crew from Santos Sisters. A newsprint explosion of comics and entertainment. Sink your teeth into a brand new Santos Sisters adventure. Struggle to contain your laughter at Josh Pettinger's Tedward and explore a treasure trove of articles. This ain't your average Meg. It's a raw, unapologetic celebration of comics culture. Walk on the wild side. So I hope it's not going to be magazine size. Hoping that it's comic size, but now that I read that, I'm almost wondering if I should hold off, but no. It's Greg and Fake, so I'm going to pick it up. I can't believe they still got the Overstreet comic book price guides coming out. Those and these previews, they're so thick, and it's like this digital age, you would think they'd have it just all online nowadays for free, so you don't have to waste money printing all that paper up. The little golden books, they have all kinds of fun ones that come out. This month they got American Girl, Disney's The Lion King, Funko Pop Friends, Funko Pop DC Batman, Seinfeld one. They like bringing out a good variety of them every month. So if you're into collecting those, you're missing out if you don't see these. Dogman graphic novels. Okay, they're the individual volumes. Okay, I was going to say they're reprinting the first one already. Figure they're still coming out with new stories. So. Horror Hound still putting out magazines. Let's see, Soul Before Sunrise. Longtime friends Song Lee and Ji Won are excited to begin university in Seoul, swearing to stay close in the big city. But from the moment they arrive, they begin to drift apart. Song Ji begins a night job at a convenience store where she encounters an enigmatic woman with a peculiar nighttime hobby. As the two bond, Song Ji begins to reflect on her lost friendship. Looks like some nice subtle artwork. Robert Silverberg's Belzegoer. This re-release of fan favorite adaptation is an entirely original sequel, making its English language debut. I don't know nothing about the story. I want to know more about it. Looks interesting. You got a weird little elephant type character. Yeah. I'm sure if you wanted to check out something new and interesting, it'd be for someone. I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate Visual History. That's a revised and expanded hardcover, so they have already done that before. I can't get into these Biden's Titans, and I can't remember what the Trump Tard one is and all them. But our friends with Squish Squash and Happy Astronaut, those are still ongoing runs, lots of fun. Squish and Squad, a cat elephant team that go around cleaning up the universe. Happy Astronaut, which is Happy the astronaut is sent to explore by himself, that comes across half a robot that ends up hanging with him for a bit. Get to see where they're going to turn out in all their wonderful explorations. Lots of good, fun goodness to check out. Bringing a reprint of the original Spawn Batman out. Alley Oop's been putting out different volumes of comics for the Sunday Comics fans. Sanction #1 of 5. Leningrad, 1987. When a woman's corpse is discovered on New Year's Day, a hungover detective, Pavel Smirnov, hands off the case to his partner, Detective Boris Dmitrovich, hoping he'll close it without fuss. Instead, Dmitrovich uncovers a connection to an old unsolved crime, dragging them both into an investigation that puts their careers and possibly their lives at risk. Mugshots #1 of 4. Brighton, UK, 2008. The kidnapping of a young woman starts a chain of events that will set con artists, gangsters, killers, and corrupt police on a collision course of violence. Meet John Bannon, self-proclaimed bastard and loving uncle, in this tale of family trauma, betrayal, murder, and revenge that threatens to bring the city's whole underworld down. And nothing that interests me. The Scale Trade. If you're into dragons, this might be for you. In a modern day world, one step removed from our own, dragons are a highly respected and highly endangered species, but poaching is an existential threat. When a young idealist joins the federal agency tasked with managing dragon populations, he quickly discovers that the entire system is corrupt. After seeing firsthand the cruelty of the system, our newly radicalized dragon savior takes matters into his own hands. Alright. Get all kinds of ongoing things. We got Toxic Summer #1 of 3. Best friends Ben and Leo had the perfect summer planned after high school graduation. As lifeguards in the idyllic beach town of Port Dorian, they were planning for 3 months of hot guys, late night bonfires, and no regrets, until a toxic spill of unknown properties on the beach transformed their dream summer into a waking nightmare. Now Port Dorian is flooded with panicked tourists and a horrifying pack of subhuman monstrosities is snatching beachgoers in the night. So it's very colorful imagery throughout those pages, it looks like. All kinds of Rick and Morty stuff coming. They always got lots of Rick and Morty shit. Let's see here, we got Magical History Tour, Amber Brown, Bluey for the fans of Bluey, Mad Monsters, Blue Beetle, some old style reprints it looks like, PS Art Books, Space Adventures, Max Meows, all kinds of those out there, the Powerpuff Girls, Jurassic Jeff. Yeah, every month they have a variety of Judge Dredd style comics, and books. The Nexus, the newspaper strips, they had those very cheap ones last month. This month they got the overall deluxe hardcover book. They got a $300 to $350 price tag on that thing, so I don't know what's so important about it that they got that set up like that. If you ever missed Stabity Bunny, they got Stabity Bunny Ever After Legacy Edition out, which I'm not falling for it. I bought multiple ones so far and it ended up being the same story, just a little bit different each time. So I'm not falling for it again. Action Dude graphic novel. First name Action, second name Dude. Who is Action Dude? He's the bravest action hero there ever was. And he lives for danger. He lives for excitement. And he lives with his mom. Because he's 9 years old. Action Dude is a thrill-packed graphic novel full of jumping out of helicopters, crashing ships, running along cranes, unwitting villains, and so much more, all in the name of saving the day and seeking thrills. When robots at a new amusement park go haywire, it's up to Action Dude to come to the rescue. Alright, these are all ongoing, more ongoing. Got Peanuts, Snoopy's Beagle Scout Tales, if you like those periods of the Peanuts characters. I always liked all the Snoopy Scout Tales and the Red Baron tales and all that they did with Snoopy. Those are always a lot of fun. Noodles, Rice, and Everything Spice cookbook, if you're into that type of food. Pick that up. Got Zowie, this TV superhero craze in 60s pop culture hardcover. Holy Phenomenon. In the way out year of 1966, the action comedy Batman starring Adam West premiered and triggered a tsunami of super swag, including toys, games, Halloween costumes, puppets, action figures, and lunchboxes. Meanwhile, still more costumed Avengers sprang forth on TV. The Green Hornet, Ultraman, in movies, The Wild World of Batwoman, Ratfink, and Boo Boo, and in animation, Space Ghost, the Marvel superheroes. Zowie traces the history of the superhero genre from early films through 1960s TV superhero craze and its pop culture influence ever since. Sounds like an interesting book. Lots of good stuff in there, I'm sure. Okay. We got Shaolin Brew, Race Comics and the Evolution of Superheroes. All kinds of books about things from our past and what's going on and how it works. And I am really sorry about the noises being crumbled in the background and stuff. I don't know what's going on. I think my house is falling down, but someone's ripping the whole house apart apparently. I don't know what's going on up there. But yeah, Beyond Real and Artist Motivation, June and her friend finally reached the source, a central hub where they are pressured to relinquish their identities and join the ranks of creative automations. When June dares to resist, she finds herself plunged into a world of darkness facing her greatest enemy of all, herself. We got Deathstalker. This is, okay, that's the ongoing. It's a double-sized issue this time, but that's done by Slash from Guns N' Roses. And this Unnatural Order, they gave us free copies a couple months ago, and I don't know, just couldn't really get into them. And looks like we're getting into card cases, comic boards and bags and boards, getting into the manga version. There's not, the manga's just nothing that really grabbing me. I will get more into the manga in the future, but It's just nothing really pops out of those. It's like you can check. I will start mentioning some of the newer runs going on, but yeah, they can get a little crazy. Their trade paperbacks can get into tons of volumes. I mentioned in the past I wanted to get into Chainsaw Man and stuff, and they shanked me on the first volume and got the second volume, but I just wasn't able to get the first volume back, so I gotta restart the whole series before I can even start reading it. Lots of games out there, lots of figures. Winnie the Pooh's becoming popular. They're coming back with some new older Turtles stuff. Yeah, I don't think we need to go through this month. We'll focus on it more next month. You got your Pops, that they always have a good variety of new ones of those. Get your Ronda Rousey ones since she's retiring from MMA and wrestling now because of head trauma. You got all your Star Wars stuff. You got Fantastic Four things coming out. All kinds of little minis, foam bag clips, Godzilla stuff. The clowns, killer clowns from outer space, they've been doing all kinds of stuff for lately. I see they got some creature from the Black Lagoon where he's dissected, it looks like. Got his stomach and arm opened up there. It's kind of goofy looking. But yeah, statues are what I like looking at. And of course, you always got Nightmare Before Christmas stuff, but there's some pretty sweet, nice Silver Surfer one. I like that Venom, kind of Venom Pool style character. Lots of good Star Wars ones. But yeah, the Itty Bitty Bops they got coming out. They do have one with Razor Ramon and Diesel, Rey Mysterio, and then the Mystery Pop. I'm debating I might get that one just because I was bummed when we lost Razor Ramon a year or two ago. But yeah, that's it for today. We'll get back with more previews next month of things to come. Keep following Under the Cult of MS. Check out at Under the Cult of MS to get our YouTube, our Instagram, and all that stuff. Any of our links to any of our shows that we do. And we'll keep putting them out as long as you keep liking, reviewing, subscribing, tell a friend, share. Do what you can. Send questions and comments. You can send them to kevintheduckpool@gmail.com, or just do them right on the videos themselves, and I'll check them out and respond to them. And then probably give shout outs to whoever wrote stuff. But yeah, you got that, and you got Crimson Cult Comic Club, so check those out. And we'll get back with more fun sometime soon. Bye.